Grandpa Joe had lived in Willow Creek for over 40 years, and everyone in the neighborhood knew him as the friendly old man with a passion for classic cars. His pride and joy was his cherry red Jeep Wrangler, a vehicle he had restored himself over the past decade. It gleamed in the sun, parked right outside his cozy little house. But not everyone appreciated Grandpa Joe's charm, especially HOA Karen. Karen, the self-proclaimed guardian of community rules, had always had a grudge against Grandpa. She claimed his Jeep was obstructing the neighborhood aesthetic even though it never blocked a driveway or caused any real issues. One Wednesday morning, armed with her clipboard and a scowl, she marched up to Grandpa Joe, determined to tow his Jeep under the HOA's strict regulations. "You've got 24 hours, Joe," she said, her voice sharp as a whip. "Move this eyesore or it's getting towed." Grandpa Joe, calm as ever, adjusted his baseball cap and replied, "Karen, I followed every rule in the book. There's nothing here to tow. But if you think you're doing me a favor, we'll see what the sheriff thinks." Karen scoffed and called the HOA's towing company, immediately arranging for the Jeep to be hauled away. But just as the tow truck rumbled down the street, lights flashing, a sheriff's SUV pulled up and everyone froze. Sheriff Davis, a longtime friend of Grandpa Joe, stepped out, tipping his hat with a knowing smile. "Evening, Karen," he said casually. "I heard there's a Jeep in distress?" Karen huffed, trying to hide her irritation. "It's violating HOA regulations. It needs to be towed." Sheriff Davis shook his head. "Not today." He then strode over to Grandpa Joe's Jeep, climbed in, and with a grin, started the engine. The tow truck driver watched in confusion as the sheriff expertly maneuvered the Jeep himself, moving it just slightly forward so it was perfectly aligned with the curb, completely compliant with HOA rules. Karen's jaw dropped. "But I called the tow company." "Rules are rules, Karen," Sheriff Davis said, handing Grandpa Joe the keys back. "Looks like this Jeep stays right here where it belongs." The neighborhood erupted in laughter and applause, cheering for Grandpa Joe and the sheriff's clever intervention. Karen, red-faced and flustered, muttered something about next time and stomped away. Grandpa Joe climbed into his Jeep, waved at the neighbors, and drove down the street for his evening cruise, his smile wider than ever. From that day on, Karen learned that in Willow Creek you don't mess with Grandpa Joe's Jeep, and certainly not when the sheriff is watching.